Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you may be. It's about 11:30 p.m. here in Maryland, and I said I want to do this video. I've been putting it off for the past couple days, and I've been meaning to make this video, but here I am. I just got my new bed, so I said let me make this video right now because if I made that video in that bed, I would have already been asleep. So anyway, I'm gonna make this video, and it's actually about a decision that I made probably about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And when something's on your heart and on your mind and you start talking about it, you can't keep it in, you can't keep it to yourself. I think you know at that point that it is a decision and it is a moment in your life where it's a pivotal point. And this is a pivotal moment. It's something that I decided to do before, and this time it's going to be for indefinite. And I believe God is speaking to me. So, this video is about why I've decided not to date anymore. I'm done with it. Um, unless the Most High God or God tells me otherwise, I'm not doing it. It's going to be a long time. Got grad school coming up, and working on some other things. Just working on focusing on what is my purpose. I know what it is, but really walking into it. But I'm going to get into three main reasons why I decided I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just not. Because I don't want to say the word feel. I've come to the conclusion that dating is just not for me at this point in my life. It's just not for me. You know, I'm just tired. I just want to not be disappointed anymore. Disappointed with myself, disappointed in others. Um, focus more time on me and my goals. You know, I made a 5-year plan last year, and I'm taking another look at it. And dating is nowhere in there. It's just not. And I have to heal. And many times when people jump from relationship to relationship, they never take the time to heal. They never take the time to heal. So, um, it's time. It's time for me to heal, and it's time for me to emerge as a better person, a better person, a bigger person, a more mature person. It's time for a reset. And I figured this is the best way to do it. Just don't date. Just don't date. For what? What? I mean, I'll go out to dinner with you. We can go out, have some coffee, have a glass of wine, but to just be in a relationship, I'm too hurt. Placing expectations on people and not getting a return, that's the worst feeling. That's the worst feeling. And I just got out of it, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not. Not. So anyway, I just had to get that off my chest. So why am I not dating indefinitely? Because this video is not even really just for me. It could be really for you. Because you might be at a point where you're like me, you know. You may not be my age, I'm 42. You may not be 42, you might be 32. You know, you might you might not even be in your 30s yet. You just might just want to stop and take a break because it's rough out here. It's rough. It's rough. You know, it's so many people with so many different agendas, and just about everybody I know, they got 2 and 3 friends that they're talking to. If they're not talking to them, they're sleeping with them. If they're not sleeping with them, they're going to sleep with them. So I don't want to be in that mix anymore. I'm taking myself out the equation. I don't want to do it. I want to just step back and get my soul. I want to get my soul right. So what's my number one reason? And I hope this helps you. And hopefully I'm not going to be too long. I don't want to go past 20 minutes. It's already 5 minutes in and it's late. It's too many broken people. There's too many broken people out here. Whether you recognize it or not, people are broken. If they're not broken emotionally, they're broken spiritually. If they ain't broke financially, okay, there's a lot of broke people out here, but they may have good hearts. But broken, when I say broken, spiritually broken, mentally broken. I ain't even talking about money right now, because money, that can be fixed. Okay, you can be broke but have a good heart. I can work with you. I can work with you. But if your soul, your mind is broken, your heart is broken, your spirit is broken, and emotionally you're broken, you don't need to be dating. Mm-mm. You don't need to be dating. Because the broken pieces are never going to get fixed. You can't walk around broken your entire life and expect for relationships to work. It doesn't work like that. So at some point, you got to step back and say, wait a minute. I need to get myself together. And that's what I'm doing. So number one, too many broken people. I'm broken. I recognize I'm broken. But at least I know I need to get fixed. So this is a good time. Why not now? Okay? You know, so many people walking around with shackles, emotional shackles from traumas, from past traumas, from past relationships. You know, somebody broke your heart, but you just walk around like it's not a problem. Or you may not recognize it. You might be broken if you're easily offended. Or if you are easily offended, or if you get jealous. Okay? Trauma has so many looks. I can't even get into what trauma looks like. Trauma is not just somebody beating you. That is a form of trauma. Trauma is anything that happens in our lives and it leaves us in a place where we are unfounded, where we're unsettled, where we are not in sync, we're not in harmony with ourselves. Trauma has so many looks. Trauma is brokenness. In fact, I'm gonna look it up real quick because I don't want to linger on this video, but the definition of trauma, let's look at it really quickly, because trauma is actually very multidimensional. So I'm just trying to be on point here for the sake of this video and time. It's just a great time, you know, even as we transition and cross over into the new year. You know, a lot of people say it's my New Year's resolution. No, this shit has been on my mind for a minute. So this is not my New Year's resolution. This is something I've been actually working on in the back of my mind on the heels of me getting out of this situation that I just got out of. Which, by the way, I don't know if this person is watching, but You just left me hanging. And I'm never going to be in that situation again. Don't ever allow anybody to leave you hanging emotionally. It's the worst feeling in the world. So I look at this as a lesson. I'm not going to get into that's another video about what happened. Trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. And that is what I have encountered several times in my life. And I do not want to deal with it anymore. So I decided it's time for Pam to heal. Trauma is also, we all know it's a physical injury. But for the purposes of this video, trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. You have trauma if you have been deeply disturbed or deeply distressed. Trauma is also an emotional shock following a stressful event or physical injury, which may be associated with physical shock and sometimes leads to long-term neurosis. That's deep, man. I mean, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. According to the American Psychological Association, the APA, that's probably one of the most credible sources. Trauma is an emotional response to a terrible event, like an accident, a rape, or natural disaster. Immediately after the event, shock and denial are typical. Long-term reactions include unpredictable emotions, you going through withdrawal, this person hurt you, this person beat you, this person left you, this person left you as a single parent, and I just can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Strained relationships and even physical symptoms like headaches or nausea. And I am tired. I'm tired. I don't want to go through it anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to go through it anymore. But it's okay because this particular person told me to watch my feelings and watch my emotions. So in other words, this person did not want to get attached. But guess what? You're not going to hurt me no more because I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Now, this person has gone on with their life. They're gone on and they're good. They're about their business. But I'm left to deal with emotional trauma. And you know what's funny? I said I wasn't going to go here, but I am. Thank you, Lord. Because this is how you heal when you talk about stuff. So when I bring up my feelings and emotions, and I'll be the first to admit, when I was younger, I used to emotionally abandon people. But two wrongs don't make a right. So I stand corrected. That was wrong. You know, we live and we learn. But would I ever intentionally go out of my way and hurt somebody like that again? No. But when somebody, here's a word to the wise. I know I'm getting off the subject. When somebody brings it to your attention that you hurt them, don't you ever turn the other way because you don't want to hurt somebody. If someone says, look, by the way, you know, I had a lot of feelings for you. You don't say, well, watch your feelings around me and let's continue doing what we're doing. No, you stop that shit right there because it's the worst feeling in the world for someone to be emotionally attached to you or have very strong feelings for you and you can't reciprocate them. That's an awful feeling. It's awful. It's like stabbing them in the back. Don't ever do that to anybody. So I vow going forward that I would never lead anybody on again. I used to do when I was younger. It's awful. It's the worst. It's almost like a form of suicide. You don't do that to people. You don't hurt people like that. And I stand corrected for anybody that I've hurt. I will never do that again. I will never put that on my conscience. So anyway, some people have difficulty moving on with their lives. They have difficulty. Psychologists can help them find constructive ways to manage your emotions. But I'm not going there because I've decided to do and walk my own healing out. So that's number one. There's too many broken people. Whether you admit to it or not, your ass is broken. Your ass is broken. Recognize that you need to be alone. There's nothing wrong with being alone because I have found solace in being alone. I have found peace in being alone because I can't trust nobody. I can't trust nobody in my emotions anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. And the devil knows when you are emotionally vulnerable. I've been dealing with it all my life. It's not meaning you're a weak person. It just means that you got to have boundaries up. You have to watch your boundaries. You got to watch who you allow into your heart, who you allow into your circle. You have to watch who you allow in your space. You have to watch it. You got to say no. And a lot of people who have emotional vulnerabilities, they are empathic, and I'm an empath. So again, I'm going to the left. I don't want to go too deep because I just want to touch on the basics. So number 2, who can you trust? Who can you trust? Who can you trust these days? It's very difficult to find genuine people. It's very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's not easy. So you got to have your spirit of discernment. You got to have your pointers on. Look at all the red flags. Don't ignore them, because God gave red flags for reasons. The red flags are up for a reason. Don't you ignore them. Don't do it. We are living in a world where mental health is on the rise. And I love the fact that society is starting to finally recognize it. But being emotionally hurt and traumatized can lead to other mental issues. So you don't want to allow your mind and your body to go there. So that's number 2. Who can you trust? Very, very few. Trust is getting rarer and rarer. And being selfish and being narcissistic, because a lot of narcissistic people out here, that's becoming the norm. And I don't want no parts of that shit. I don't want no parts of it. The other day, somebody that I dated 4 years ago called me on Christmas and had a whole bunch of kind things to say. And this person I could not stand. He hurt me so bad. I said I never wanted to talk to him again. But for some reason, he decided to give me a call on Christmas. And we had the best conversation. We talked about everything. He had the kindest words. He went on and he got married. So I congratulated him, and he shared some personal stuff about some stuff that was going on with his daughter, and it was a great conversation. And I still didn't get a chance to really express everything that I felt, because I did not want to talk to him ever again. It was some things that went down, and he hurt me. I remember us ending the night. The last time I saw him, I was in tears driving home. And I said, that was a horrible night. I said, I never want to go through that emotional pain again. This person hurt me so bad. I said, I wouldn't let it happen again. But I did with somebody else. But I learned my lesson. Who can you trust? You can trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your emotions. You know your emotions. You know who you can allow in your space. You know people's proclivities. You know people's tendencies. You know what makes you hurt, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you up, what makes you down. You got to know these things. Don't wait till you get to be my age and then pull back and say, you know what, I don't want to date no more. Because that's like, who wants to say that? And there's nothing wrong with seasons of downtime. But don't wait till you get my age and you're trying to heal from the hurt. No. Put your boundaries up. Recognize who's supposed to be in your life. Recognize who's supposed to stay the hell away. Because it's not worth it. And emotional distress can lead to other things. It might have contributed to my cancer. Who knows? Purge that shit out. Don't hold your emotions in. If anybody ever tells you, if you're watching this and you're dating somebody, and they say, watch your emotions, that is 10 red flags. Run. Because that person is hurt and broken too. They just don't want you in their space. A broken person recognizes a broken person. That's called a familiar spirit. Oh, that person right there, they hurt. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with their heart. It'll be all right. They cool. We just gonna have fun. But at the end, somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Most people, at least people I know, have at least two baby mamas. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just shows that they've been in several relationships. They've planted their seeds. They've dealt with people. And they still are holding on to those trauma bonds. You're not with those women for a reason. What happened? Now you don't have to go around asking, hey, what happened to your baby mama one? What happened to her? What? I mean, it's nice to know as you're dating, hey, what happened? By the way, it's nothing wrong. You ain't got to go deep, but you do need to get some kind of history so you don't get caught up in that same cycle. Because you might be baby mama 3 and you walking down the same road as them, and now you following in line with them. So do your research and ask questions. There's nothing wrong with that. No one said you had to be a private detective, but ask questions. You have a right to. You're sharing your mind, your body, and your space with somebody. You have a right to ask questions. And no, I'm not bitter, y'all. We can't trust men, and women can't trust men, men can't trust women. Where does this end up? Where do we end up? We have to find a happy medium where I can trust you, you can trust me. No, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. But let me know where we're going with this. Just let me know. So I don't get hurt and you don't hurt me and I don't hurt you. Simple. And number 3, timing. Why is it the perfect timing to not be in a relationship? Again, when you're hurt, when you have business to take care of, when getting ready to start grad school, when you have life goals lined up, you don't need them in a relationship. No. You need to handle your business and do what you need to do. The relationship will come, because I guarantee, this is even in the Bible, when you are minding your business and you are sowing your seeds, you got all your plans written down, you're doing what you got to do, you're hustling, you're working a 9 to 5, you're working on your business, you're working on yourself, self-development, you will attract the right person. And that's what I believe God is going to do for me. It's okay. So, if you're trying to heal from anything, any traumas, any broken relationships, if you just want to be a whole person, I implore you, do it. Don't jump back into another relationship. You just ended one, don't go jump back into another. Here comes somebody knocking on your door. Because that happened to me before too. And before you know it, y'all in the bed. Before you know it, y'all on a date. Y'all in the bed. And you didn't even get a chance to even figure out who the hell this person is. You just think, okay, it's cool, he cool, everything's working out. He met my child, I met his child, we talking, we drinking, we hanging out. Excuse me. You didn't even get a chance to even figure out who the hell this person is. Things just move fast like that. But you still trying to deal with the boyfriend or the girlfriend you were dating 2 years ago. You ain't finished healing from that yet. Take a break. Give your mind a break. Give your heart a break. Give your private parts a break. All that. Because everything needs time to heal. Just like it's going to take time for me to heal from this. And trust me, time heals all wounds. So I just wanted to touch on those things right there. They say that 50% of marriages end in divorce. So those are the statistics. Marriages typically end because of infidelity. So if you're dating to try to get married, take your time. Take your time. Take your time and get to know that person. Ask them every question. If marriage is on your mind, that's great. Let them know that up front. Hey, I'm really thinking about getting married in the next year or two. So what's up? I'm not trying to pressure you, but I'm just letting you know it's on my mind. Have that conversation. And that right there will let you know who's going to stick around and date you. And if they leave, that means they're not marriage material. They're not ready. There's nothing wrong with that. They're just not ready. When people in relationships, we know that you don't see their whole side. We know that you just meet their representative. Everybody knows that shit. But that is why you need to be upfront. If somebody is saying, look, I'm not ready for marriage, let's just sleep together, and you're cool with it, cool. That's your fun, that's your business. But if one person is saying, this is what I want to do, the other person's like, nah, I'm not cool with that, then y'all need to go y'all separate ways. There's no need in wasting time, emotions, because your husband could be waiting for you, right? He could be coming, but you were busy caught up with the wrong person. And that has happened to me too many times, and I don't want it to happen again. One of the number one reasons why people in relationships, not marriages, people in relationships break up is due to trust issues. Trust issues. Broken expectations and bad timing. So recognize what season you're in. Take time out for yourself. If you're single, take advantage of it. Develop yourself. Finish school. Work on your career. Travel. Don't be no baby mama. It ain't worth it. It ain't. Because we keep creating a cycle of brokenness in this culture, in this generation. The generations coming up behind me, the 2000 babies, they doing the same thing I did. I was a baby mama. I don't ever want that to happen again. And nothing against baby mamas, but I'm tired of it. I'm more than a baby mama. As I close with the video, I'll say this. You will know if you're a wife. You will know if you're a husband. Because even after all the brokenness, you might have a healthy relationship, but you will know deep down inside because you have more to give. You might have more to give than what the other person is offering. That meeting on Christmas Day with that person I dated was a wake-up call and a reinforcement reminder that marriage is still possible for me. I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to take this time and get myself together. He said, you are a wife. You're a wife. So take your time. Get to know who you are. Redefine who you are. Because a broken relationship, can break you down mentally if you allow it. But it's also a great opportunity to go up and level up. Reinvent yourself, redefine yourself, and heal. Because I guarantee when you finish that healing process, you're going to reemerge a greater, better, wiser, smarter, more beautiful person. And if they come crawling back, tell them, get out my face. I don't go backwards. Well, that's all I got. I'm going to bed, y'all. Get your life and more abundantly. Happy healing. Good night. Probably talk more about this another time. Good night.